So this week I decided rather than just cower in despair, we'd try to find out what's real and what's hype and what we need to be able to do about it. To do that, I want to introduce my guest, Sam Bogoch. Sam is the founder and CEO of Axle AI. Well, as you know, there's a lot of fear that AI is going to destroy the creative industry, including media. How worried should we be?
I think it's reasonable to be worried. I think there's a real threat here and a huge opportunity, and so we all have to be mindful of both of those. The threat is, of course, that big swaths of jobs could disappear or kind of be engineered out of existence. The opportunity is that all this cool stuff kind of lands in our lap and we can do cool stuff with it. But whether the number of people after this transformation who work in this industry will be the same, less, or more than they were at the beginning is still to be determined. And we're really on year one or two of a decades-long.
Well, one of the things that puzzles me is it possible to use AI without stealing creative work, without impinging on copyrights? In other words, is there any application where AI can enable us to get our work done as opposed to replace us?
Absolutely. There are many such applications. Again, we focus on one of those, which is that our software typically runs on private networks. People point it at their own content, not anybody else's. They train it on their own content, and it yields useful results in terms of the searching and repurposing of that content. So this is a kind of harm-free use of AI. There are other harm-free uses of AI, everything from artificial lighting to generative AI for virtual sets, as long as your generative AI wasn't trained on somebody else's virtual sets or somebody else's content. Now that's getting trickier and trickier to police. But the bottom line is that if things are built in a reasonably ethical way and with consideration for IP and who owns what, then there are thousands of applications of this stuff. There are also the big hyperscaler cloud applications that, at least in recent years, have been hoovering up a lot of other people's data, so-called scraping, training on that, and then regurgitating it in ways that in many cases violate people's copyrights and ownership. So it's a whole spectrum of possibilities.